Do you have packing or what we like to call bubble wrap in your boxes and you don't know what to do with it and you're creating cards on a budget? Let's put those together and create some fantastic cards. The first thing you need to do is cover up your workspace because you can see that it can get pretty inky. The next thing is, let's look at this bubble wrap. We have two sides. We have a very flat side and then we have the bubble side. Using this side will create a unique background with the colors you choose. So let's do this. The colors I'm going to use for my first one are yellow and purple. This is our Gorgeous Grape and Stampin' Up and Daffodil Delight. Love these two colors together. Now when you do this, if you don't have these ink pads, you can use your other ones that you have. You may want to use little spots. You may want to use doppers, and you can just dab your colors onto this. There's lots of ways to get the colors on the bubble wrap. But what I'm going to do is I am going to just rake it kind of like in an ombre. So I'm going to start with my lighter color and I'm just raking it across the bubbles. Now I'm going to bring in the Gorgeous Grape. That, of course, is a little bit darker. Now, I have a trick for you. Grab your spritzer and spray it with water. This is going to make those colors really pop and make them more vivid. Now, take your piece of paper. I have already pre-cut a mat. I'm going to lay it down right like that. And now I'm just taking another piece of paper. You can take copy paper. If you have brown paper like this, you can take it and it holds it in place, and that way you don't get ink all over your fingers. And just go ahead and press down. Now look at that. I have used this bubble wrap for several days now, creating different backgrounds. But I want to show you a background that we did not use water on. Now look at that. The colors are kind of muted, but here are the ones that we use the water on. It just makes it more vivid. Now, this is so easy to clean. You can run it under water, or you can grab some wipes and you can wipe it off, ready for the next coloring, right? Now let's use a completely different color. I want to go ahead and just bring in our orange or our pumpkin pie. Let's do that. And I'm just going to rake it across once again. I'm going to spritz it with water because I want that vibrant color. I'm going to lay it down. And you just need to let that color transfer to your mat. And look at that. You can let it air dry, or you can go ahead and bring your heating tool and let it dry, but it dries very quickly. Now let's take these two mats that we have and let's go ahead and create a card. This is not only going to create a unique background for your card, but it's going to be easy on the budget, right? Because you didn't have to buy any patterned paper. So I've just taken a card and I have folded it as a side fold. Now, if you want to see exactly how to do this and know the measurements, I'll put a link below this video. Click on more and there'll be a link that shows you exactly how to do this. But all I've done is I have cut some strips of paper And I'm just going to lay this down on the card. And now we need to cut our mats for this right here. And look at that unique background. I'm going to show you some additional samples that give you some different designs that you can use. But let's go ahead and decorate the front of this very quickly. Now, I am using this beautiful stamp set. I absolutely love it. Happy Hibiscus. But if you don't have it, then use whatever flowers or cute little critters that you have. Now make sure you stay with us to the end because I may have your favorite card just waiting for you. So we went ahead and we cut some circles just to give us some interest that we're going to put right here on the card. We're going to add this up on dimensionals. Now just a little tip here. I cut this out and then I stamped it with just the stamp, and it really wasn't dark enough. So I went ahead and I flipped it over and I put it in my stamping tool, and that allowed me to stamp it 2 times to make it much darker. Don't we do that? I didn't have to cut a new circle. I just used the other side of it. Now this is a side fold. And we want to make sure when we add this to the front of our card, we just put our dimensionals on this side. So I'm just going to take it, flip it, and I'm just putting our dimensionals right there. And because this is Technique Tuesday, we will have lots of tips for you. So we're just going to feel where we have our dimensionals with our fingers, making sure that it doesn't go over this area right here, and center it top to bottom, side to side. And the reason I stamped this up at the top is that I have those beautiful hibiscus flowers that I'm going to bring in and add right down here. Just going to add this right to the center. And now I'm going to bring this one in and I'll just glue it down, but I only need glue right at the top. You have to be careful when you're doing things like this that you don't accidentally glue down your door. So we'll just put that in there. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. This is very small and I don't want to get any tape on my design space. Just slip it underneath. And I'm going to bring in some leaves. And then these cute little flowers. Those dies come with that bundle. Are they not cute? I picked up the coordinating colors. And let's see if we can't find a place for them. Just kind of put it right there. So I'll set it up on a mini dimensional. This one kit has so many pretty flowers. Now look at that. Look at this unique background. Not only was creating this background easy on your budget, but it also used the colors I wanted. The pattern paper might not have had that. And we were able to use something that you probably already have in your household, right? Now we just need to do the inside. So I'm just going to lay down a mat. And add this right to the inside. Take a moment and let me know, do you like this technique I love this technique. But wait, there's more. We're going to create one more card together using that beautiful orange background that we created. Now, this time we are using layers of beauty and spotlight on nature. And let me show you how we're going to put that together. I went ahead and I took our mat that we created and I just cut out this center part. Now, I needed a frame, and the way you do a frame is you take the next larger size and you just put them on top of each other, just like this, and then you make sure that you have the same margin all the way around. So let's go in a little closer. So I can tell that it's pretty even, and now all I will do is just add that removable tape. I will put this on a white piece of cardstock and run it through, and this is what you have. Now, I really like this because I don't know if you can see it, but it has those little lines on it. I think that's so pretty. So let's go ahead and just add this right to the front right here. Now, I'm just going to, you can set that up if you want, but I'm just going to lay it down with some tape. So I'm just going to add that. And I'm using my silicone mat so that I don't get all this tape on my workspace. Just add it right to my mat. Now I have just your basic A2 card. I'm going to add that right to the front of my card. Now when I cut this out, I have this little piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this mat down, and then I'm just going to slip this one back in, just like this. And the reason I'm doing that is I really wanted to keep those little lines right there. You see those? Look how pretty they are. So let's just go ahead. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and set this up on some dimensionals just to give it some additional interest. Okay, let's just center this. And I'm just going to slip this down in there. And now I took some beautiful leaves right here and this butterfly. I'm just going to add it just like this. Look at that, so pretty. So we'll just lay this down flat. Put a little bit of tape there. And we'll set our butterfly up on a dimensional. And here we have our second card. Look at how pretty that is. Once again, easy on the budget and creates a unique background. Now, remember, I said I was going to show you some additional mats that we made. Now, look at this one. Look at how pretty that is. You could actually cut this diagonally like we did this one, and you could use it on a card. We did this one, as I mentioned, but we didn't add any water, so it's not as vibrant as these colors, you can tell. And then look at that beautiful color. You're going to see a card that we made using this. So are you ready for the additional cards? Let me show you. So easy to create these cards. You can jazz them up with all these flowers with your flower stamp that you have, or you can keep it simple. But remember, I said I was going to show you some cards that might be your favorites. Now look at this one, very simple card. just added a strip right here and stamped some flowers, right? But oh my goodness, look at that unique background. Look at this beautiful card. We raked our color over our mat diagonally, and look how pretty it is. And then we just added a cutout flower. We added that black just to make it pop a little bit. Then we have a gratitude. Once again, we did our orange, but we also included pecan pie. Can you see that? We have two colors here. We just stamped our pumpkins and cut them out, stamped some birds. Just love this one. And look at that. Look at these unique backgrounds. And finally, this might be your favorite. I don't know. I told you that we cut diagonally. Now, we also emboss this. When you emboss it, you can't really see it all that well, but it just gives it some interest. It's like you look at it and you're like, that's really pretty, but you don't know exactly what caught your eye. And look at our little guy. He's hanging out in the woods. So take a moment. What do you think about this technique? Have you used it? Do you like it? We absolutely love this technique. It's something that you already have in your house to use, easy on the budget, and creates that unique background. Well, we hope you were inspired, and we hope that you take a moment to support our channel, subscribe, and share with your crafty friends. Well, until next time, Maudie and I hope that your days are filled with creative moments. Go out and make it a great day. Bye-bye.